We got some more news about the Bloodline rumors. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, this detail changes everything we knew about the Bloodline.
When you kick ass in your favorite game, you want to share it with the world. That's when Outplayed comes in. It auto-captures your gameplay and makes clips of your highlights in over 600 games. And it's all done in the background, so you can focus on what you do best. Nice. Outplayed is OBS-based and hardware accelerated, so no frame drops. 4K? Check. 8K? Easy peasy. Done playing? Get a timeline of your recent matches. Click those sweet icons to find where the action is at. Oh, a kill. Ka-ching, ka-ching. It's so simple, even my
This just changed everything for the Bloodline, with details revealed that The Rock may be behind the gruesome attack on Kevin Owens last night on SmackDown. Plus, with all the stuff that happened surrounding the Bloodline last night, what does that mean for the future of the Bloodline and the future big PLEs that are yet to come this year within the WWE? We're going to break it all down for you coming up on this episode of Wrestle Digest. But before we get into it, we got to say that 89% of you guys watching these videos aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you're looking for a place for wrestling content on YouTube, maybe a second, third home for it, we're going to be here every day bringing you updates, rumors, everything that's happened around the WWE and the wrestling world. So you're not going to want to miss out on that. So go down below and hit that subscribe button. But with that said, let's get right into the first topic of the video, which is Bloodline 2.0 is dangerous. And yes, we're just going to quickly run through what happened on SmackDown last night if you missed it. And before Solo Sikoa went out on into the ring with Paul Heyman said, "I don't want to get you mad, but there's only one guy who can make these decisions. Someday you will be that guy, but right now you aren't." And then Solo quickly stormed to the ring and introduced Tama Tonga as his MFT, where Tama Tonga came out with a bloody Kevin Owens, and he came out, and we didn't know what happened. It came out backstage, all bloodied. He could barely stand, and then we get in the ring, and they bet him up with a Samoan spike from Solo. They came with the chair, but he didn't get the upper hand. And then we were revealed what happened backstage when there was a car crash back outside in the parking lot where Tama Tonga ran into Kevin Owens' car with his own, and Nick Aldis then said to Paul Heyman, "This can't be happening. You got to keep your bloodline under control, and if this happens again, there's going to be some implications." And Paul Heyman said this was not authorized by the tribal chief, and Nick Aldis, like a classic manager, he says, this is going to be carried out in the ring next week on SmackDown during the draft. But Josh, I mean, this is huge news coming out of the Bloodline. A lot of stuff kind of unfolded last night that has led a lot of people to believe that The Rock may be behind this whole attack.
Yeah, there's a lot of theories going out there. But before we get into that, I just wanted to give a shout out to Nick Aldis, who's done such an amazing job, right? And with, some recent references in Cody Rhodes' promo talking about AJ Styles to even like the NWA and stuff like that. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a Nick Aldis match someday. But when we're talking about the Bloodline, a lot of people were speculating many different things, mostly what MFT stands for, with some interesting theories going out there. But one thing, Casey, that we kind of agreed on, and we saw this theory some places but not everywhere, when you look at Kevin Owens, there's a reason they brought him out there bloodied up. Right now, I know we say the PG era is over, whatever, but the theme of making people bleed, Triple H, Paul Levesque himself said, you gotta make that count. When you do it, it needs to be in a specific moment to carry on a story. Well, what story has had that become, the most important piece of it other than The Rock and Cody Rhodes, this whole theme of I'm going to make you bleed. Cody Rhodes' promo last week saying, "Hey, Rock, if you're going to make me bleed, I'm going to make you bleed as well." And so we didn't really see much blood other than that until Kevin Owens comes out all bloodied up. Now, this is what I believe, Casey. I know there's a lot of theories about Solo Sikoa being the tribal chief, and he is certainly acting like it. I mean, he's in the ring. It's a very different vibe to when Roman was there. Solo was dressed in a fancy, blazer. Whereas Roman always had his hoodie on, looked like he was out for a morning jog. Solo was much more serious, not as forgiving, it seems. But all that said, when you look at Kevin Owens coming out, I assume Solo maybe told something to Tama Tonga, but the use of blood specifically, the use of him being bloodied up, that ties in so well to this Cody Rock back and forth that we've heard. It feels like it has to be intentional to say, hey, The Rock is involved in this. Now, where that leads, we're not sure. There have been a lot of reports saying maybe Cody Rhodes versus Rock at SummerSlam, maybe next year, Royal Rumble, Mania, whatever it may be. But this is what I believe. You use the blood for a very specific reason. Triple H has been very clear about that, and I feel like it just ties in too well for this not to at least be tangentially related to this you make me bleed, I'll make you bleed as well storyline.
Yeah, and we know Triple H likes to drop those hints along the way, which I think you're on the right track here, that the use of blood kind of ties in with the whole Cody and Rock feud, that it kind of makes everybody believe that The Rock is kind of behind this attack and behind the Bloodline 2.0 while Roman is gone. Obviously, we see Paul Heyman saying this isn't authorized, like still Roman is his tribal chief, and right now he's kind of held hostage by Solo Sikoa, because if he leaves, Tama Tonga is just going to beat him up and leave, him a pulp in the ring. Like, Paul Heyman's not going to be able to defend himself against Tama Tonga, but yeah, it's crazy. I love this story. I love the way it's been going here with the Bloodline, and I think, like you said, with The Rock looking to be behind these attacks, it really sets up for that SummerSlam match between The Rock and Cody. For them, Roman is booked for the go-home SmackDown before SummerSlam for him to maybe come out and interfere in that match with The Rock, saying, you took over like what I've built over this last 3 years and just ruined it. And this kind of sets up The Rock and Roman at WrestleMania 41. And then eventually the Survivor Series War Games between the Bloodline.
Okay, everyone.
For your business to succeed, you need to make connections.
I can help you all if you just follow me.
And making connections is easy with SurveyMonkey. Spot trends and influence your whole team to take a more customer-centric approach. Get started at SurveyMonkey.com.
Old Bloodline. The new Bloodline shoot.
This isn't just the
The
premiere.
new Bloodline shoot.
This is a sneak preview, loud and proud. This is hope and heart.
I was struggling to breathe for a second.
Yeah, so there's a lot of seeds planted here, right? The War Games make so much sense. The SummerSlam, we're piecing together the story, and what I do like is while the WWE has been a bit unpredictable, they've left enough hints that if you really pay attention, you can often kind of predict what the outcome's going to be, which is nice. This could be true, maybe it's not. And I know a lot of this has it depends on The Rock's schedule. Let's be honest. This dude's one of the most famous people in the world. But regardless of how The Rock might get involved, I think I want to transition a bit to how this affects the Bloodline going forward. Regardless of who's in charge, whether it is Solo or whether it is The Rock, we have seen a distinct shift in attitude. We've seen when Solo was with Roman Reigns, Solo was always the one saying, let's just do it, let's finish it, come on. Always pushing, Roman more being like, I know, we got this, whatever. Again, I've talked about the dress code, but also how aggressive they've been. Like, obviously, Roman was the more laid back. He relied on his wise man. He really respected Paul Heyman's opinion, and Roman couldn't win a match without cheating, it felt like, and I feel like Solo began to resent him for that. And now, Tama Tonga's been in the WWE for a week, 2 weeks, and he's already attempted to murder someone, and in classic WWE fashion, attempted murder leads to a match. Anyway, but, when we're talking about this, Solo, or whoever's in charge, is changing the dynamic here. This has turned from, we are the leaders, we are the big champions, we are going to run this show, to, we are going to hurt you. We are going to destroy you if you so much as say something we don't like. And that kind of tonal shift, I think, fits very, very well for a potential Roman Reigns babyface turn very soon.
Alright. I think we got the general consensus that trying to make The Rock is in charge, and